Hi guys, Ludhos here. As I promised, I'm going to show you guys my Shogun 2 shenanigans. I thought I'd start off with a loss I took yesterday, just because I was going over this battle, thinking to myself, why did I mess up so badly? You know, I've been away from Shogun 2 for like a month or so, but I haven't like really been playing multiplayer. I've been just doing campaigns and trying to do like naval battles and stuff. So we'll start off with my build. I think I had 3 bow samurai and 2 matchlock samurai. I was thinking to myself, since the map is fairly flat, but there's rivers, like lakes in between, it would be better to have long range power. My ally brought more cavalry than I did, but most of them were like light cav. He did have veteran cavalry right here, Yari cav, 19 attack, 7 defense. Pretty dangerous stuff. I think he had another one here, yeah. I didn't even notice that they had 19 attack, or else I would have pulled out. So my cavalry gets decimated. I don't stand a chance. This was my biggest mistake because I should have pulled out, but I didn't even see the fact that
Our men are running from the battlefield.
he had a veteran cav unit there. And then of course he's going to be able to pull through my katana samurai. They're not Yari samurai. I think most of the kills are actually coming from these general.
Our men are running from the battlefield. Shameful display.
So yeah, I pretty much lost most of my cav. The last one is the Naginata Warrior Monk cav. Messed up there. He has warrior monks here. He's gonna use that to his advantage. Unfortunately, I can't fight these bow cav because my bow samurai are over here. And of course, Yari or Shigeru do suffer against missiles, as you can tell, because they only have 2 armor. Well, right now, this is just a free kill for him. But I guess it would be better than having his matchlocks shoot at my katana samurai. I'm just getting a bit sloppy at Shogun 2, so I'm going to spend a couple of months trying to get better. Because after this week, I'm off exams. Yeah, these bow cav had 80 accuracy. Which, come to think of it, it's kind of weird. I don't know, they do start off with 80. They start off with 60 accuracy, but only 30 reloading. So he only used 2 accuracy, 2 reloading, and looks like 2 ammunition. Because they have 25 ammunition. But every time you put a point in ammunition, they go up by 10. So his setup's actually pretty dangerous, very cavalry heavy, but it works because he took out my cavalry. And it also works because his Katana Samurai are pretty strong by themselves. He actually used numbers over skill for the most part, but it still works. And he's gonna move over to this forest here because my long range units won't stand a chance for some reason. I honestly would rather have a unit of bow cav that have 2 reloading and 2 accuracy over a mounted gunner unit with the same thing. Because this unit is better against a Shigeru, whereas the mounted gunners are better against samurai. Oh yeah, the bow cav are also good against warrior monks because they have the same armor. But the only problem with bow cav is when they're going up against like Naginata samurai. It just takes a lot of ammunition and it's hard to make them cost effective, but it's not impossible. This unit of bow cav had a lot of potential, and obviously they're up to 88 kills right now. Most of them are from the Shigeru. So here I made a serious mistake. I didn't know these guys had a 125 range. I thought they had 100 like every other unit. He ends up getting 30 kills right off the bat. Somehow he's still able to aim at my bow samurai, and I think by this point I realized that he actually had 150 range, so I decided to pull out. That's when he went to the forest. Unfortunately, these matchlock samurai don't have 125 range, or else I could have traded shots. Now I like this setup. A lot of people have been doing this. It's a pretty good setup. Having Yari Shigeru behind a matchlock unit, and then having a sword unit behind that. Because Nodachi Samurai are pretty bad when it comes to dealing with Yari Shigeru frontally in Yari Wall. But in every other situation, they can really do well, especially if you're trying to get good morale debuffs early on. Try to tip the battle in your favor. I'm going to fast forward it because I made a failed attempt here to take these 2 parts. I've been noticing this lately, but my attacks have been getting sloppier. As you can see, he's obviously taking advantage of the fact that I'm in a river. I can't set up the way I'd like to. This unit of Katana Samurai is gonna have a field day against my Yari Shigeru. See, here he is, Naginata warrior monks. He's gonna put his matchlock samurai here where I have no response. Now at first this looked good, but when he hit War Cry I knew that I was in trouble. And for some reason I accidentally pulled out my Katana Samurai, which makes no sense. A bunch of things went wrong, which made this attack pretty pointless. I think I said this before, but Bonsai does counter War Cry. My Lone Star Shigeru were getting a lot of kills, but unfortunately by this point they started to get hit in the back. And that was pretty much it for them. But I did do really good, so I'm pretty happy with that. But like I said, my attack was pretty sloppy. And by this point I knew I had lost. I was paying attention to here as well, but I went into stand and fight. I think based on this I might change my general back to a melee general, because stand and fight's pretty useful. But the problem that I've been having is keeping my general alive.
Our men are running from the battlefield. Shameful display!
I don't even think he was using, what's it called? Renyo's teachings, because he would have had more defense on his Yari Cav. By this point he has all 3 buildings, so if I don't capture a building, I pretty much lost. But it looked like I pretty much lost anyway, so. By this point, yeah, it was pretty obvious that there was no way I could counter the amount of
Our
units he
men
had.
are running from the battlefield. Shameful display! Our men are running from the battlefield.
And it was a pretty
Shameful
good game.
display!
Learned a lot from that battle, actually. I'm going to have to be a bit more careful with how I conduct certain attacks. Moving on to another one, another replay. So this one, I brought a slightly different build. No matchlock samurai, as you can tell. Brought 2 warrior nuns because I like to add flavor to my army. Warrior nuns don't get used a lot anyway. So I thought to myself, why not use them and then use the Mikoshi portable shrine to give them 2 attack. I'm not using Renyo's teachings, even though I do like that. I do like it a lot. Now, he brought a hero, but he also brought Deku Samurai, which I kind of wish he didn't. See, the way I engage battles is so wrong. Like, this would never happen in Napoleon. I wouldn't let this happen in Napoleon. But in Shogun 2 and every other Total War game, this ends up happening to me. I need to start skirmishing better. Because this unit's going to rout pretty quickly without doing much. But anyway,
Our men are running from the battlefield. Shameful display!
so I'm moving up here, as you can tell. I'm planning to engage. He's going to use his Katana Samurai against my warrior nuns, which isn't going to work well for him. I didn't even notice his general was a bow general. I do pull through right here. I don't regret doing that. I pull through here. Going to Yari Wall here, they're losing. Yari Wall here. Using my cavalry over here to help. My Dachi Samurai are going to get massacred here. My Yari Ishiguro routed here. Katana Samurai running on this side. Yeah, I just need to engage better, because even in this battle I was pretty bad.
men are running from the battlefield! Shame for this play!
Well, I pretty much won in like pretty early. My warrior nuns did pretty well for themselves.
Our general has been injured, my lord. He lives, but must leave the battle.
Yeah, and then he got my general there. But by this point, it was pretty obvious that the battle was over. This unit of warrior nuns didn't even do much, which is kind of disappointing. Because every time I bring warrior nuns, they don't really do well.
A glorious victory will soon be yours.
This unit only got 2 kills. Yeah. I also have one more replay to show you guys. I'm doing this all really quickly because I have to leave soon. But I had another one, but it's a Fall of the Samurai one. So I just want to get that up. Now I do love Fall of the Samurai. Haven't been doing it too much because I've been trying to get to Prestige again, because I forgot to capture every province or every part of Japan, including the naval areas. So I have to do that now. So as you can tell, this is a Fall of the Samurai build. An army. It goes without saying though that I haven't been playing Fall of the Samurai a lot. I used to consider Fall of the Samurai as like an upgrade to Napoleon. The only problem is that line infantry don't have square. So my opponent has more units than I do overall. I brought 2 Boki. I like Boki because they do a lot of damage to lightly armored units like line infantry. Matchlock Kachi have 4 armor, so do Yariki. As you can tell, I'm not doing that much damage to them. I did want to bait this unit out so I could take it down with my line infantry. And I only took 3 casualties from that volley. You know, bow units in Fall of the Samurai are underestimated. Because bows have a longer range than line infantry do. And elite infantry have to get upgrades to get 150 range. Sharpshooters need a line of sight, whereas bows don't. Bows can fire as long as the unit that they're firing at is in range. What that means is I could be right here aiming at the Matchlock Kachi, or I could be right here aiming at the line infantry, but I have to stay out of range. Now, I think it goes without saying that Yariki are faster than Boki, because it's just like Shogun too. Even though he's charging my Boki with his Jav, his general, I'm still aiming at this unit here. And I think this guy was relatively new. He's using a Yariki frontally against Black Bear infantry, as you'll see.
general is under attack.
Now, for some reason, my general just stopped right here, which actually allowed the natural catchy to fire at point blank range. Then I think I'm gonna get his general right here. Even though I'm outnumbered here, this unit isn't firing because of the shot blocker here, and these two units aren't even in range.
Their general has fallen.
And so a good rear charge is going to get rid of these units. A rear charge from here would get rid of these two Matchlocks. It would also get rid of the red bears. Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty much it. Did I classify that as a decisive? No, I didn't. Okay. Or maybe I did. Anyway, guys, that's it for now. Expect more Shogun 2 in the future, probably tomorrow. But definitely, I will be trying to get back into the flow of things. Might try to get back into a tournament, I don't know. But that's it for now. Thanks, guys.